moving to a major city. We talked about this in a previous one. I think we're going to make a clip out of it. But do you have any, given that we're now 3 or 4 months more into COVID world, the last time we talked about it, basically, should I move to LA? Should I move to London as a record maker, as a producer, a mixer? I still think the answer is probably yes, because there's just so many more creative people and so many things happening. It's not as necessary if you can go max out on things like this, where you're interacting with, you're interacting with people over social media. You can do sessions over Zoom. Things like that are happening. There's still a huge advantage to being able to, like you mentioned, going down to the coffee shop and running into a guy and talking about olive oil, and then all of a sudden he's a producer, and like those things happen in cities where lots of those kinds of people are, or lots of people like us. Yeah. I don't know if there's a good substitute for that yet. Although in LA, some people are coming back to doing sessions, but still there's a lot of, there's still a lot of social distancing. We may get another wave of COVID. It may be 6, 8, 10 months, 12 months until we can actually interact with strangers comfortably, if that happens. So I don't know that our answer has really changed in the last few months. Do you have any other thoughts on it?
No, I mean, I'm living as though COVID is not going to be here forever. Well, I mean, it could be here forever, but with treatment for it, and life gets back to normal at some point. We've experienced, not us necessarily, but our species has experienced pandemics before, and we've only elevated from there. So, I mean, I still think you have to be in major cities where music is being made to do it, at least in the beginning of your career arc. Do I think you have to be here or there forever? I don't know. That's arguable. I'm still figuring that out in my brain coming on. I just hit 10 years. I don't know. Nothing much has changed. I think you should be here. I think if you've set up your career for 5+ years, that you're working every day stably for a few years in a row, and you have enough popular music under your belt that people are continuously hiring you for, then you can start shifting this change in your brain based on values. Are you trying to raise a family? Are you trying to not be at restaurants or bars or coffee shops on a regular basis with groups of strangers around you, and that's the only reason you were in a major city to begin with, have access to that stuff? Like, these are considerations that need to be weighed in. I don't think that there's a simple answer for, do you need to be in a major city to make music? I think mostly yes.
I think,
especially if you don't have a strong group of people that you are artistically creative with to begin with.
Well, that's the answer, I think, is you need to find a network of people. And one of the people who asked that question was just outside of Dublin, Ireland. I don't know what the scene is like in Dublin. I don't know how far outside of Dublin this person is, but if there's a vibrant music community and you can make things that are great and get it out into the world, that's where you need to be. If London is better than Dublin, go to London, feel it out, see what it's like, especially, like you said, if you're in an earlier place in your life and career, that's the time to go make those changes. And by the way, it may be LA and London, it may be, Austin starting next year. It might, New York City might be great, or New York City might get abandoned. I don't know specifically which city, but thinking about, as we always talk about, the why, like why would you go to a major city? It's for a network of people, for meeting lots of people, strangers, whatever. I think the answer is, find the network of people, because that's really, really important.
Yeah.